guys, it's TheFrXion or Tank12, however you want to call me, I don't really care. And today we're taking a little look at the AMX 8 French tank, and we're playing on TheFrXion. Yeah, well, excuse me. First of all, this is a tier 8 match. You can see the pretty standard setup, tier 8 on the top and all the way down to tier 6. And well, it's a normal standard battle. It's no encounter or assault. And yeah, well, we will probably head into the city right now. And this was pretty much one of my... oh, I'm not sure. Well, actually, this was my 200th Top Gun in World of Tanks. So I thought, why not upload it? But also, this video serves another reason. Well, the 5100. I've heard a lot of things about this tank, and I got very curious. So that's why I got it. I've unlocked it like 3 months ago or 5-6 months ago already, but I never got to buy it. So finally sat down and I started to grind my credit tanks, low and the T-34. And it took me a little bit of time because I don't have premium and all that stuff. It takes a little bit longer. And finally, I'm here now with the 5100, and I have to say it's a really good tank. If you have played the Lorraine or any other French medium tanks up or above tier 6, you know how they are. Very bad armor, but very good armament with auto-loading guns. This was pretty much the TheFrXion was the first line in the game that had auto-loading tanks. And the AMX 5100, it has a 100mm cannon, I think, with a standard damage of 300, and with 6 rounds in the clip. Now this makes this tank extremely dangerous, especially if you are the one who is getting unloaded on. He will do about 300 damage in one clip. No, 1,800 damage in one clip. And yeah, this pretty much raises the question if French tanks or autoloaders are overpowered. And here you can see me fail at the Easy 8. Twice I missed him very closely, and now the round falls short. And unfortunately, yeah, we continue to miss there. As you can see, the 5100 as a sniper tank, not that great, but up close, you'll see how this tank reacts up close. It has a very special playstyle. All French medium tanks are not supposed, or heavy tanks are not supposed to go in there and breach and take all the hits. Since you have no armor, you're supposed to flank and take off the big chunks of the enemies and maybe finish off several tanks in a very short amount of time. And that's where these tanks really shine. The 5100, the 5120, the Lorraine 40-ton, or the Batchat, and that's pretty much their perfect. It's a perfect scenario if there are a lot of tanks on low HP and you still have all your HP, and you can just roll through and take them out and take the hits as you go. So you can see there, T-34, I need to pull back. I've been playing this corner of the map, not going into the city, but not going onto the field either. I've been playing the corner at F6 right here, and I've not really moved a lot. I've been reloading, and the reload time is about 48 seconds. If you have a good crew and all that stuff, you can lower the reload time. And yeah, so I've been playing rather passively, as you could say. I've been sitting here and unfortunately I missed Easy 8 again. It's his lucky day. And yeah, I've been waiting for a good opportunity to get some shots on the enemy. My team is slowly dying, and actually this is one of the problems with French tanks, in my opinion, that if you're playing a French tank or an autoloader in general, since you have a clip, you move out, you shoot once, you have to reload for a very long time. You are really careful with moving up and supporting your team, and this can be a big problem if your team is slowly disintegrating. Like right here, my team is falling apart because, well, the enemy, they just have more tanks in the city, and you cannot really support them because you're either reloading, or if you go out and you get hit, it's pretty much over for you. You have to, it's like, it's a very special kind of way to play the tank. It almost promotes camping and sitting at one spot and wait to let the enemies take each other out and then sweep in and take all the kills, which is, in my opinion, a rather honorable way of playing World of Tanks, since, in my opinion, I think team play should be superior to this kind of playstyle. Of course, victory is very important, but if you just sit in the one side of the map and you do nothing the entire time, what pretty much I did right there, and this is right now where you shine in the AMX 100. I take out the T-34 and I get hit by the KV-2, and you can see I only took 2 hits, one by the IS-6 and one by the KV-2. The KV-2 is running the 152mm derp, the howitzer gun, and the IS-6 is with the standard 122. And you can see they have no problem penning me, and I've lost more than 50% of my HP right there. But I still have 3 shots in my clip, and I almost take out the IS-6. So pretty much that guy, if he would have pulled back, he would have saved at least 900 HP or 800 HP that I took off of him. And this is pretty much the mean thing of the French tanks. You can shoot them once, but they can shoot you like 5 or 6 times if you're very unlucky. And now this opens the question if the French tanks, or autoloaders in general, are overpowered. And I have met and talked with a lot of people about this subject. I have a couple of autoloaders myself, the 5100, the entire French medium line, the T69, T71, and I'm currently working on the German new tank destroyer line with the Waffenträger. It's not that new anymore, but you know what I mean. The Waffenträger of E100, which has a really bad turret. But I have to say that it depends on the situation. That autoloaders played correctly. Autoloaders, if they are played correctly, they are played like this. You play very cautiously. Sit in the back of the map and wait until all the enemies are at low HP until you strike, or if you're playing it as a flanking tank, then you can really do great in these tanks, and it may seem that they're overpowered, but once this tank is reloading, or you get this tank into an ambush, or autoloaders in general, they're pretty much done for. I'm not sure what the reload time is on the T57. I think about something in the area of 30 to 20 seconds with 4 shots. Of course, in that case, if you're playing a tier, a tier 10, if you're playing the E100 and you have a reload time of 16 seconds with the 15 centimeter gun, and you engage a 57, and you shoot at him, he shoots you 4 times, and let's say he pens you 4 times because he's using gold rounds. He will do, of course, more damage in that time, because one of those rounds is about 400 damage, and that's gonna be 1,200 damage that he will put out on you, and you will only do about let's say 600 to 900 maximum. And most of the time you will low roll, so you'll be in the 600 to 700 range. And now you have a 16-second reload time, and he has a 28-second reload time. You will be able to put in another shot, maybe 2. So let's say you get 800 damage shots. You've done 1,600 damage to the tank. The tank has I think 2000 something, 2250 or 150, I'm not sure, but it has more than 2000. You still have to get one more shot in, and during that time, the 57 is already loaded, and he's gonna put another 1200 damage shot into you if he's lucky. Of course, you will, like, statistic-wise, there's always gonna be a high roll, low roll, but you will. If he pens all of those shots, I'm gonna stop real fast before the gameplay comes to an end. If you get unlucky and he rolls really high, you will lose another 1200, 1400 HP, and with 2700 HP and 2400 gone, you only have 300 HP left after only engaging one tank, one autoloading tank, and that is pretty brutal if you ask me. As you can see right here, in the end, I just cleaned up. You can see my damage total is only 2883. That's pretty much nothing, but I was just cleaning up. That's pretty much what you do in French tanks. If you play them like this, you wait to until your entire team and all of them are engaged, and you take your move. It's pretty easy for you to take out the enemies, and that's pretty much where the autoloaders are at their finest. But is this how world tanks should be played? That you wait like 5 or 8 minutes in a corner just to start to engage enemy tanks because they're at low HP? I'm not entirely sure, but that's how these tanks are meant to play, or meant to be played, because they have such bad armor. So maybe they have to reinvent the autoloading tanks, because in my opinion, autoloaders are the most annoying tanks next to tank destroyers out there. And in my opinion, autoloaders could be taken out of the game, since they actually do kind of annoy the shit out of me. Well, no. They make the game more versatile, I have to say that. You have to be more on guard, especially when you're engaging, and you have to think more about the situation. But they do have an unfair advantage if they're played correctly, in my opinion. So that was pretty much it, and I will have another video soon up, and that video is going to be a little bit different than all the other videos I've uploaded here. It's a bit more of a fail video. You'll see what I mean if you see it, and I'll see you guys later.